Okay, KP. Let's go to OKP. Now here we have to create our controlling area, right? So let's go to new entry. So we are going to create a controlling area for the company code which we have already created there. So here I am going to click on controlling area is equal to company code and mention your company code details. So my company code is TG01. So mention your company code TG01 and click OK. So system will fetch the basic details by itself, like the name of our company is a global tech, which currency as of now our company is using. We are using company code currency which is identified with the code 10 and we are using a currency as INR over there. Charts of account we are using is TG01. Fiscal year variant we are using as GT, which follows April to March. Right. Now here we have two relations, right? Here is the assignment control which defines the relation. So if you go to this drop down, you can see we have two relations which are maintained here. One is controlling area same as company code, another is cross company code cost accounting. So what we are going to do is we are going to assign cross company code cost accounting, because there are chances that in future I'm going to have a multiple company codes, and if I have a multiple company codes, then I am going for surely going to have a consolidation report in it, right? So here I'm using cross company code cost accounting. Now if you are using cross company code cost accounting, then which currency type you have to use? So there can be a chance here that, let's say our company code is the TG01, okay, and this company code TG01 is having subsidiary companies, let's say as TG, okay, it's a parent company TG01GT, okay, and it has a subsidiary company, its company code as TG01, TG02, TG03 and TG04. Okay, so there can be chances that TG01 is of India, TG02 is of USA, TG03 is of Germany, and TG04 is located in UK. So now if you want a consolidation report for your parent company, then system will generate a report on which currency. We have four currencies here. So system will generate a report in which currency then. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry?
Indian currency.
Sorry. Why Indian currency? In India, my company code is using INR, but USA's company code, in USA, their company code is using US dollar only, right? So which currency we can use there?
Actually, the parent company where it's registered, so that will be converted in that currency.
Exactly. So here we are going to use our client currency. Means where our parent company's headquarters are there, right? When it's located, their currency we have to use it, and generally the client ID means our parent company's currency we have to use. Now here, what we have to do is we have to check which currency is used by our client. My client is, let's say, here is your client. Client is our 400, right? So here we need to check which currency is used by our client. So to check your client currency, here the T code is SCC4, but this T code is not in use for you guys. Okay, you are not authorized for this code. So what we can do is to search your client currency, we'll search it with the help of a table. Any like have we discussed tables earlier? Yes.
No, man.
Okay, just a second. So here now, sorry. So now whatever data we have stored, right? Up to now, whatever configuration we have stored, that configuration is getting stored somewhere where it is being stored in our HANA database, right? Now here also in our laptops, if you store any file, you're going to store it in a C drive and a D drive, right? But of course, it will be stored with a specific name in a specific format, right? In the same way, here also, whatever data you are saving in SAP, that is stored in a HANA database. Okay, and this HANA database is using a format of tables to store their data. So this table is a database object which is used to store our data in a HANA database for a permanent reason. Okay, so we have this Excel sheet, right? How this Excel sheet stores the data? It stores the data in the form of rows and columns, right? Rows will do the recordings and columns is like a fields. In the same way, these tables are also going to store the data in the form of rows and columns. So what is table? It is a database object which is used to store data permanently in the SAP system itself. Okay, and it stores the data in the form of rows and columns. Now, why we need these tables? Like we are going to store a lot of data, right? Here we are going to store the master data, the transactional data, the configuration data, right? So how we are going to differentiate all the data? If you need any reports, right? We need a in detailed analysis of the data. Then only system will able to generate any reports out of that, right? So that is the reason it stores the data in the form of rows and tables there. So now uh, all your client details, like what is the currency of your client, what is the base of the client, where it is like which location we are using for the client, right? All these details are mentioned in one table. So to check your tables, the T code is SC16N, and to check your client's table, so to check your client's table, the table code is T000. It's a client table. So let's go to SC16N. Keep this page open as it is, like the configuration page. Go to SC16N. Mention your data base as the T000. Enter. So what only one field is enabled for us, like client field is marked as a blue color, right? So mention your client ID. What is my client ID? 400. Mention 400. Click on execute. Right. Now here you can see client detail it is shown. Double click on it. So client is 400. Name of your client, it's a new client. What is the currency used by the client? It is used as a US dollar. What is the client rule? It's the client rule as a one. Any changes are done? It's no, only one changes are done. By like earlier someone has changed it. By whom it is changed at last. These are the user IDs by whom it was being changed, on which date it is changed. Okay, and what is the system name? From which system it got changed. So here we can get to know that our client is using currency US dollar. So here my controlling area currency will be also USD only. That is known as group currency. So whatever your client currency is there, in that currency only system will generate a consolidation report as of now. So what is my client currency? US dollar, and here this client currency is known as group currency. So here we'll assign group currency, that is a code 30. Okay. Here you can see by default like system automatically fetch the currency. Sometimes system will fetch the currency by itself, sometimes it won't. Okay, so always check your client currency first. Chart of account is already fetched by the system. Fiscal year variant is also fetched by the system as a GT. Then comes cost center standard hierarchy. Now what is cost center? Yes, any idea?
Um, like based on project or location wise, tracking the expenses.
Yes, exactly. So under the controlling module, we have one tool, okay, which is specifically just used to track your company's cost. Okay, so controlling is a tool which is used to track and controls the cost for any specific departments, for any specific projects, for any specific location, but that is within our company only. So basically, cost center defines where the costs are happening. So let's say for an example, we have HR department, we have IT department, we have finance department, we have production department, we have administration office, right? So in all these departments, the costs are happening, right? We are making an expenses. So here this department is equal to our cost center. We can define department as our cost center here in SAP. So I can say it is used to track and control costs for a specific department, projects, and location within a company itself. Okay, so here cost center is used to answers where cost happen. Okay, for example,
So class is better.
please mute yourself. For an example, we have HR department. That is also one of our cost center. And we have is a production department. That is also one of the cost center. Like how much expenses we are making in production department, we can track it. Like we have IT department, how much you can say how much expenses we are making in the IT department, we can track it. So these are the reasons, or we can say these are the use of our cost centers. So this cost center will help our company's management to monitor expenses like as per the department wise, right? Now if you know that which department is making how much amount of expenses, then we can analyze it and we can control it, right? So we can reduce the expenses there. Then whatever forecasting we have done, right, that okay, this much amount of expense we are going to make in this year, so that forecasted expense and whatever actual expense we have made it, right, we can differentiate it. So with this we can help our internal management for tracking the company's cost. So cost centers will not track any company's revenue, it will just track the company's cost only. Now here we have is a cost center standard hierarchy. So what can be the cost center standard hierarchy there?
For example, getting approval from for a specific expenses from data or chief of the that project or manager.
No. Yes, anyone else? Okay. So cost center standard hierarchy is a structure, okay, that will group all our cost centers within that controlling area. You can say it's like a tree of our cost centers. So every cost center will be assigned to that standard hierarchy only. Without it, you cannot create, or not even you can save any cost center also. You can say it's like I don't know, it happens at your place or not. Like we have this family tree, right? In that it defines that okay, who is the head, and under that, all the family members are listed. In a same way, this is also the same thing. So here we'll just create one group, okay, named as a cost center standard hierarchy, and under that group we are going to create all our cost centers. So it is like a like structure that groups all cost centers within a controlling area. Okay, so every cost centers will be assigned at a standard hierarchy. Okay, so because of that, not a single cost center can be created. Or saved. So the standard hierarchy is basically used to organize all our cost centers in a logical format, right? So because of that, we can analyze our cost, okay, as per the different department wise, and we can plan our, or we can say we can do the forecasting accordingly there. So now let me show you the structure, how structures it forms. So here we have one controlling area. Okay, let's say TG01. So under this TG01, I have a administration group. So let's say here we have administration group, right? Now under administration group, what all departments we can create? Can we create HR department? We can create finance department, right? So HR and finance is our cost centers here. So let me create one HR department, another as a finance department. Okay, now let's say we have a production group. Okay, under production group also we have multiple departments. Let's say like under production I have assembly department and the maintenance department, right, taking care of our production over there. So let me create like that. So I'm creating it as assembly department and maintenance department. Then I have a sales group. Okay, under sales group I'm creating my sales department over there. So it's like a whole tree. Okay, under this tree we are going to create a different kind of departments over there. So under sales group I have is a sales department. So under this controlling area TG01, okay, there will be one cost center standard hierarchy, which I'm going to name it as a TG01CC. Okay, under this standard hierarchy, all of your cost centers will be created. So clear what is cost centers?
Understood.
Okay.
Ma'am, what is TG01CC?
Like you have to give a unique code to your standard hierarchy, right? So I'm giving a unique code as TG01CC.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So here mention your cost center standard hierarchy as TG01CC and press enter. When you press enter, system is asking that cost center standard hierarchy TG01 is not yet created. So do you want to create a new one? Yes. And click on save. Same thing system is going to ask. Just click on yes and click OK. It's just informative message. Click OK. So with this, my controlling area as TG01 is created. But still we don't know, right? This controlling area belongs to which company code. So the next is we have to assign this controlling area with our company code. So here itself, click on assignment of company code. Go to new entry. My company code is TG01. Enter and save this. So here system is giving us an informative message that your currency type 30 is one of the additional FI currency in your company code TG01. Means along with the company code currency 10, that is INR, we have added a group currency coded as 30 in our company code and click OK. So now if you have another company codes in future, okay, what you are going to do is to this controlling area TG01, you are going to assign the another company codes there. So now company codes are assigned. The next thing is we have to tell our system that we have created cost center standard hierarchy, right? So please allow to create cost center under that standard hierarchy. We have to activate it. So click on activate components and control indicators here. Go to new entry. Mention your fiscal year. My fiscal year is 2026. Cost centers. So yes, just a second. So here what we have to do is already we have created our cost center standard hierarchy, right? Now we have to tell our system that please allow to create our cost center under that standard hierarchy. So you are making this cost center as a component active. Now other is we have to active this order management as well. So what is order management? Now here in SAP CO module, we have one concept of internal order. Okay, like how cost center is used to track your company's expenses, right? Company's cost. In the same way, internal order is also one of a tool only to track your company's cost, but it tracks the temporary cost, not a regular expenses whatever is happening. Okay, so we'll do this configuration for internal order in the later part, but as of now we are going to activate it. Select your component active. Yes, and one more thing. Now our financial year is April to March. Okay, so it's 25-26. As March is not in came, right? It will be 1st of April 2025 to 31st of March 2026. So which fiscal year we have to mention here? 2026 or 2025?
2026
Why?
because fiscal year is considered as the नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑफ वापस से मैम में जैसे हमारे फाइनेंशियल ईयर हो गया ना उसके नेक्स्ट ईयर को फिजिकली कंसीडर किया जाता है जैसे
उसके नेक्स्ट ईयर को फिस्कल ईयर कंसीडर किया जाता है सर।
25-26 में हमारी फाइनेंशियल ईयर हुई ना तो 26-27 में फिजिकल ईयर उसको कंसीडर किया जाता है
Then how controlling area will get to know that whatever they have to track here, right? The tracking is starting from 1st of April 2025, not from 2026 Jan. Company has to get to know na that okay, whatever analysis they have to do it from 25 to 26, April 25 to March 26.
Right.
Then which fiscal year I have to mention? It will be 2025. If you are using K4 variant, okay, where Jan to December is there, right? So at that time you can mention fiscal year 2025 because the starting of your financial year is in the year 2026. But here the starting of your financial year is in the 2025. So fiscal year will always be the year from which your financial year is starting. And save it. Just click on OK. It's informative message.
Ma'am, could you please repeat this?
See, now what is the work of controlling area? To track the company's cost and the revenue. Okay, so how company will get to know that they have to track or they have to analyze company's cost from 1st of April 2025, not from January 2026. Here if you mention to your controlling area, if you mention here 2025, then only they will get to know na, that it's a fiscal year 25-26, not fiscal year 26.
Ma'am, but there is a difference between financial and fiscal year. Fiscal year is considered as the assessment year.
To be honest, here in SAP, financial year is termed as a fiscal year only.
Okay.
Okay. So just the only thing is fiscal year just defines that okay, which will be the starting period and which will be the ending period. Okay, that's what financial year does.
Okay.
So it's just equalized to your financial year, nothing else. And so here we have saved it. With this, my controlling area is also created, and we have also assigned our controlling area with our company code. So up to this, is it clear for everyone? See, controlling area configuration, as I told earlier also, it will be a bit confusing because we are not going through all these things on a regular basis. And if you compare it with F5, yes, it will be a bit confusing. Only once you practice it by your own, right? Once you get okay how each and every configurations are used when we'll do the data entry, at that time you will get to know. After that you will get all your doubts clear, but for next few sessions you can feel that this configuration is getting confused over there. Okay, so yes, now we have to define number ranges for controlling area. Have you defined any number ranges earlier as well? Anywhere? Yes. Have you done a configuration related to number ranges earlier?
Yes, ma'am, we done.
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
My number is my number ranges for posting.
Exactly, while doing FI configuration. So now once again we have to do a configuration. Sorry. We have to once again define a number ranges, but this time we have to define it for the controlling area. Same way we have to do. Now, for what purpose we are defining number ranges for controlling area? If you think for FI module, right, we can get to know that okay, every entries, whenever entries will get generated, system will give a unique document number to it. But what is the purpose to assign number ranges to the controlling area? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
To sign documents for posting any cost control transaction.
Yes. So now here controlling have a controlling module also have a unique numbers. So from where we are getting this unique numbers? From the number ranges here. So with the help of this number ranges, it's going to control how unique numbers will be assigned to your controlling objects. Controlling object means objects like cost centers, internal orders, any business process. Okay. So uh, let's say if you are generating one internal order. Okay, so internal order is like how you are going to create one cost centers, like let's say HR department, finance department, assembly department, right? So like this, you are going to give a unique code, a unique name to your each and every department. But when it comes to internal order system will generate one order number. There will be a numeric number. Okay, so from where we will get this numeric number? From the number ranges which we are going to assign to our controlling area. Okay, in the same way, it applies to the cost center also. Like if you need to give any unique number to your cost center instead of name, so from where this unique numbers will come? From the number ranges which we assign to our controlling area. So here also we are going to copy the number ranges from a standard controlling area 0001 only. How unique numbers are assigned to controlling objects within our controlling area itself. Okay, so here we have controlling objects like internal order, then our cost centers, then any business processes if we need it. Okay. So number ranges will decide how our controlling master data will generate a numbers over there. And here also we have to copy number ranges from the standard controlling area 0001, and if now no numbers are available in 0001, you can use A000 as well there. Okay, So let's see how to copy the number ranges. Let's use a T code KA and K. Go to controlling area. Here if I mention my controlling area TG01 and if I try to execute, okay, let's go to intervals. You can see no interval exists in our controlling area TG01. Now if I check the standard controlling area 0001 and go to intervals, you can see you have 4 number ranges available. So I need all these 4 number ranges in my company code. So for that what we are going to do is go back. Here in controlling area mention here there is a 0001. Then click on copy. Here is a copy icon, click on it. So from where we are copying the data from our controlling area 0001 to our controlling area TG01 and click OK. Okay. So here you can see controlling area 0001 was copied to our standard controlling area TG01. Let's check it. Here mention your controlling area as TG01 and go to intervals. So here we have 4 number ranges available. Okay, and all the 4 number ranges are copied in our controlling area TG01. Clear with the number ranges?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now once again theory comes. So earlier we understood what is cost center, right? Yeah. This time we have to understand what is profit center. So what can be profit center? What you can understand with the term profit center here?
It's all about profit and loss account.
Yes. So this is also one of a tool, okay, under our controlling module only, which is used to measure our company's profitability. Okay, like if you want to know how much profit is being earned from any branches. Is anything
Ma'am,
is seen here?
here we can say profit center is the cost center.
No. Cost center will just track your company's cost. Like how much cost is happening in your company and in which area.
Okay.
So profit center is also one of the tool, but profit center will measure the company's profitability. Okay, if you want to know from which branch, how much amount of profit you are getting. Let's say we have Mumbai branch, Delhi branch. And if you want to know that, okay, how much profit we are earning from Delhi branch, then you can track it with the help of profit center. Let's say if you
Ma'am,
want to track.
profit center, it will indicate the profit and loss statement, right?
No, it's not indicating your profit and loss statement. Profit and
That-
loss statement will be created under FI, not by controlling. This is just a tool that will just track in which area how much amount of profit we are getting.
Yeah, you mean to say how in which branch we are
If
getting?
if you just give me a chance, then let me just explain it.
Okay.
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 Then whatever doubt you have, I can explain you. Yeah. So profit center is used to track your company's profit. Company's profit means, now if you, for an example, let's say we have 3 branches, Mumbai, Delhi and Bangalore. And if you want to know how much profit you are earning from Delhi branch, how much profit you are earning from Mumbai branch, how much profit you are earning from Bangalore branch, then you will need a profit center report there. Okay, you will just go through the profit center report which defines that how much profit we are earning from which branch. Then if you want to know that let's say you have multiple products. Okay, let's say Reliance Digital is there. In Reliance Digital, we have home appliance also and electronic product also. And if you want to know how much profit we are earning from electronic products and how much profit we are earning from home appliance, then that also you can track it. Then if we have multiple locations, let's say we have location like India, we have location like US, and if you want to know that we are earning, let's say 50 crores of profit from India and 40 crores of profit from USA, then also we can track it, but with which tool? With the tool of Profit Center. So Profit Center is just used to calculate where profit, like where, from which area we are getting more profit, from where we are getting more profit. Okay, yes, now you can ask whatever you want.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
So it is a tool which is used to measure profitability of any branches, any business unit, any location, or any product line. Okay, so Profit Center is something center gives answer like from where profit is calculated. Okay, so here we can create, okay, for an example, if I use example of Profit Center, now if we say, if I'm creating any Profit Center based on our product line, then I can create my Profit Center as a product line based. I can create as a mobile division. So if I want to know how much profit we are earning from mobiles, and another division I will create it as a laptop. So how much profit we are earning from laptop division, I can get it easily. Then I can create Profit Center as a region based wise. Okay, let's region based means how much profit we are earning from North India, how much profit we are earning from South India. I can create Profit Center as per the business unit wise. Business unit wise means are we getting more profit from retail business or are we getting more profit from wholesale business? I can create your Profit Center as a branches wise. So are we getting profit from Mumbai branch or from Delhi branch? So in all these spaces you can create your profit centers over here. This is what Profit Center is. Now how we had a profit center, sorry, cost center standard hierarchy. In the same way, here we have a profit center standard hierarchy. So what is profit center standard hierarchy? What can be it? Yes,
Maybe just like the same of cost center, the from where we are getting the profit, from which department.
exactly. It's just a tree-like structure. How here we created one structure here, right? So in this one group, all our cost centers will be stored, right? In the same way, here also we'll create one profit center standard hierarchy group. Under that, all our profit centers will be stored there. So it's a tree structure that organizes all profit centers within a controlling area. Okay, like if I say, or if I let me create one structure, we have our controlling area as TG01. So under this controlling area, I'm going to create one profit center standard hierarchy with a code. I'm giving a code as TG01 PC. Okay, under this standard hierarchy, let's say I'm creating my profit center as a manufacturing wise. So here I'm creating as per the manufacturing area. In manufacturing, I can create a profit center as per the product wise. Under manufacturing, I have two profit centers. Let's say we are doing a manufacturing of mobile phones and laptop, right? So here I'm creating as a mobile division, means mobile PC and laptop PC. Then I can create profit center as per the region wise also, right? So what I'm doing is I'm creating a profit center as a sales region. So here in sales, I have two region, that is north region and south region. So like this, whatever profit centers you create, profit centers will be created but under this group. So whatever changes will be made, it will be applied at this group level directly. So this is what profit center and profit center standard hierarchy is. Any doubt up to this?
No, ma'am. Thank
So
Ma'am, one question I have.
sorry,
Ma'am, actually, profit center measures all profitability, right, ma'am? So,
yeah,
what about loss, ma'am?
loss will be covered by cost. Expenses will be covered by cost center.
Okay.
Cost center is used for what purpose? Why we
Cost
created
control.
cost center there?
For cost controlling, ma'am.
Sorry.
For cost controlling expenses and
Like if you want to track how much expenses is happening in which area, which department, which location, then we need cost centers.
yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
If organization said to make cost center like project wise, is it possible to make it, sir?
Project wise means what kind of project wise you are saying?
Like we are working on a company like NTPC, so we are giving a product, we are giving their manpower. So how can we track this type of expenses? So if we make a cost center wise like project wise, so violation is here for the hierarchy.
Exactly.
How can we
And
make?
and if you create, okay, let's say if for any specific project, so if any specific project is there, right, then specific project is something like you are implementing a company, right? That what project is there?
Power and also providing goods and services for the same organization or a company.
Then like for services also, service based also we can create a cost centers. Like in services also we have different departments.
For that
So
seems like we are violating the hierarchy in this case. No?
first of all, to be honest, I'm assuming bit of your words because your voice is breaking in between.
My question is like if we are making project wise cost center, so we are violating all the hierarchy in this case.
But that's what I'm asking, sir. What kind of project you are saying? Because here project means implementing a new company. And if you are doing an implementation, okay, it means what you are doing, you are creating a controlling area. And another project wise means, let's say, um any event is there, okay, that is one of the project of your company. Like if you are producing any new product, right? So it comes under one new project. So at that time you can create cost center as per the project wise. So that will be created under the same standard hierarchy. But here if you ask me that, okay, project wise means if you are implementing a new company, then at that time you have to create the whole new configuration itself. You can't use the same standard hierarchy there.
Okay.
And basically if you create as per the project wise, right? So in real time we do use internal order for that. We don't use cost centers there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, project is like, it's a temporary project, right? Project is nothing na that, okay, it's going to last for 2-3 years.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a temporary cost. So temporary cost, for tracking your temporary cost, we use internal order in real time. This is how logically we use that. Okay then, for today, send it here. Still controlling area configuration is not done. Still we have to go through the 4 more configuration steps. Okay, that will be completing tomorrow. So we'll be connecting tomorrow with the same timing, 8:30 to 9:30. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Good
Okay
night.
then. Okay, good night.
Okay, ma'am.